Hey, thought I'd do a quick overview for closers. I did one yesterday, but I had my mic muted, so I'm gonna make this quick, shorter than the last one. Overall, the game's pretty much the same. They don't really seem to have changed the stamina. I know that was a pretty hot topic for a lot of people because of the changes they made in Kritika, which a lot of people still don't agree with, and one of the reasons why the content updates in that have been so lackluster, because they've had to spend a lot of time tweaking the stuff that they changed. This is pretty much just a straight, localization. So the first thing you want to do, if you're playing this on pad, is to go here and use the Gamepad HUD. See, if I have it turned off, it's really difficult to tell which button to press. And if you turn it back on, you get the nice little changed HUD here, which you can use. So the way this game works is you actually don't have enough buttons for all the moves. These also double as your item bars too. So if you have potions and things like that, eventually you may have to put those somewhere else once you get to the final promotion, which they don't have in this version of the game yet. The cap is level 60. The stamina seems pretty much unchanged. They also have the account stamina. I wouldn't be surprised if the account stamina goes away. That's probably a change they will make, because I think that people are going to be pissed regardless of what they do. But if they're able to remove the account stamina, then I think that's a pretty good compromise. They have said that they're going to have a much better stance on vastly changing the game mechanics than they did with Kritika, where our version is different in a lot of ways. They had the shield mechanic, which I haven't played in a few months, but apparently they've removed that towards the beginning. That was pissing a lot of people off, understandably, because that wasn't really designed. The early game bosses were designed to have the shield mechanic because a lot of classes can't really deal with that. Here, the game's pretty much the same. I've played this game close to the cap on other regions, and it's pretty much the exact same game. There is no cash shop yet. Translation's not the best either. They have the pet system, P&A. None of the wolf dogs are in the game, so if you want to play like Nada or Harpy or any of the other ones, then you'll have to wait. Tina as well, all of them. But they have everyone up to Tane, so you got like 5 or 6 characters to work with. So there's not really a whole lot else to say. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through one level here. For those of you, all 3 of you who have not seen me play this game before. I would honestly like it if they made it so the bosses that don't stagger had some kind of bar where you could combo them for at least a few seconds. I think that would make the game so much better, but I don't really think they're going to do anything like that this time. I think they had good intentions with the stuff that they changed originally, but it ended up not really working out for Kritika, so they're trying to be more cautious here. I imagine this game was probably a lot more expensive for them to localize than Kritika, because Kritika is basically on life support on the Korean version from what I hear, whereas this game is significantly more popular, last I checked anyway. They probably want to make sure to not screw it up this time around. So they have a lot of changes from the recent balance stuff in the Korean version of Closers. I haven't really played that version in quite some time, but they have a lot of those changes from what I hear. They talked about it on the live stream they did last week. I'm interested to see what they do with the cash shop. I got that cash credit from Kritika, but then all the changes they made just really rubbed me the wrong way. I never really even used that cash credit, so when they put this in open beta and they have the cash shop, I'll probably take a look at that as well. I didn't really use the cash shop on the Korean version. I think fighting the regular enemies in this is fun. It's when you get to the bosses that don't stagger, things get a little divisive. I think some people like that they don't stagger to anything towards the end, but it just feels off to me. Because the game actually has a whole mechanic devoted to how you stagger enemies, the armor system, as you can see right here where my mouse pointer is. But towards the end of the game, it basically doesn't matter. I suppose that's probably why he's got 100% combo. But yeah, I expect, I mean, I don't have any inside information or anything, but I expect them to be a little more cautious with drastically changing anything with this, because I can imagine this cost them way more to localize than Kritika did, because Kritika, from what I understand, they basically make the content on the Korean version to sell it to the Chinese version, which like is way more successful. So, but this game is actually relatively popular in Korea. I haven't really followed the charts or anything in a while, but it does significantly better over there. So I think that they're going to be more cautious in terms of like drastically changing things. The game is fun. If you want to see the options, let me go back to town here. The graphics options are not the best. I've had problems running this in the past. The optimization is not the greatest. And let me go ahead and show it. So I have it in 720 right now. It's because I don't really care about the graphics. This game doesn't really have the best graphical fidelity anyway. You can optimize the rendering, pretty standard stuff like how much other players are rendered. They have the anti-aliasing, VSync, HDR. Turn off screen shaking, which is nice. I don't have any like diseases or anything related to it, but screen shaking just in general gives me a headache. So you can turn that off. The action camera, I believe that's when the game zooms in when you do like a strong move. You can turn that off. But yeah, not the best options. It's not going to be like most other games where you can meticulously change things. So the gamepad support is nice. It does not support anything other than X input natively, so if you're running a PS4 controller or PS2 controller or whatever, you're going to have to run it through DS4 Windows or some other similar program like X360 CE. But once you do, I'm going to remind people again, you go to your controls and then you just click on Use Gamepad HUD, and that'll make it a lot easier to map things. You do kind of run out of things later on. You run out of places to map moves to once you get farther in the game, especially when you get your final promotion, which like I said is not in the game, but there is something that you can get. I believe it's a cash shop item that lets you switch HUDs here so you can map everything. So if you're playing on pad, you know, if you probably will want to buy that. I'm not sure how much it is, I just know that it exists in some capacity. Yeah, here we go. Second quick slot skill, you can use twice the number of skills and items that you usually can. So they're selling it for $200, which means it's $2. I think it's kind of crazy that they actually have this in the closed beta, because all this stuff is going to get wiped. But here it is here, so it only costs you $2. If you want to play on pad, I would recommend just coughing up the $5 or whatever their minimum is and just buying this. It'll definitely help. Definitely don't buy it during this though. I'm actually going to send them a video of this so that they can probably take this out. You don't want to permanently lose your money. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.